Coming to you live from Pasadena, Monologue! And now, your lovable host, Donald Briggs!
Thank you and welcome. I'm your host, Donald Briggs, and this is Monologue, a competition for aspiring actors. And here to judge the competition tonight are three seasoned industry professionals. He's one of the top acting coaches to the stars, and he has appeared on CBS's Without a Trace. Please welcome Barry Papick.
Thank you. Yeah.
She's a very talented actress who has on her resume the long and running soap opera One Life to Live and Law and Order CI. Please welcome McCall Sennett.
Thank you.
And last but definitely not least, he is an experienced and seasoned actor and comedian. He's worked with Spike Lee and has on his resume the Paramount Pictures Drumline. Everybody give it up for Kevin John. Now, our first contestant tonight is doing a self-written monologue. Please welcome Diane Chambers.
Oh, careful. That hurts. Oh, okay. 3 minutes? 3 minutes? That's all. Oh, God, I guess this hit the 6 o'clock news. Gosh. How do I guess I'll just start from the beginning. It was like a weekend like every other. My daughter-in-law, Shiree, her real name is Sherry, but in high school she asked that everybody call her Shiree. I guess she thought it was, fancy or French or something. But anyhow, my son works the night shift. So on weekends, I take care of little Colton. Oh, God, he is the cutest little guy. Oh, if you could just see him. Oh, my gosh, he's like this tall. Oh, he's just adorable. So I don't mind. It's not unusual for Shiree to take off on a Friday and then not come back until Sunday. That's not unusual. So what I don't understand is her friends came by and asked if I'd seen her, and I said, no, of course not. And they talked to the police, and they assured them everything's fine. And my neighbors didn't complain about, buzz saws or shotguns or screaming or anything. And then the next thing I know, the police, my God, they're ripping up my carpet and the floorboards and the baseboards, and they're spraying all this luminol stuff all over the place. And then it's like the next thing I know, it's like, oh my God. They did all these tests, and there was no bone, there was no DNA, there was no blood, there was no nothing, and they convicted me anyway. Oh God, there was no forensic evidence. There was no forensic evidence. There was no forensic evidence. Oh my God, there was no forensic evidence. And I got convicted anyway. Oh God, how could anybody think I would do anything to hurt Colton's mommy? I love that little boy more than anything, and nobody believes me. Oh, God. Oh, this nightmare never ends. I just want to wake up. But thank you. Thank you for letting me tell my story.
Thank you. Let's hear what the judges think about that performance, okay?
Yeah.
So, Barry.
That was very captivating. Is he captive? I thought I'd get that in.
Can't fool you.
I liked it.
I thought you did a good job. I think that there's some things that we need to talk about, though. And first of all, always remember that that if you have like 3% of truth, you can open it up to 100%. But if you're not tapping into the truth, then what happens is it comes off as forced crying. And I thought that you were really forcing forcing your tears, and there's nothing worse for me than pushing tears. So really tap into your own pain. Let me feel your pain, and then I don't care if you cry because I'm in with you. I'm going on your ride instead of a ride that you're taking me on by the words and by you pushing. So don't push. I thought that in the middle you got lost in the words a little. But the one thing that I'll tell you is that I saw the personalizations here. You know, I saw your daughter, and I saw your grandson, and I thought that that part of it was really good. So I thought there were moments in here that were wonderful. But once you started to push, I thought that you lost me a bit.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I would agree with Barry there. I actually got to see the audition tape of the same thing earlier, and I felt like in that particular one you weren't pushing as much. So you know, and it might just be it's the nature of being in front of an audience, and you know, it's always there's that need, but you should just trust that what you've done the work, and so you can let the lines more come to you rather than feeling like you have to push the emotion, because then it might surprise you in a place that you weren't even necessarily expecting to cry. But I also agree with Barry in the sense that, yeah, I really felt like your moments with when you talk about your grandson, you really lit up, and you could tell that you'd really done your homework in those areas, because that was very, there was a life going on there, and I believed it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Diane.
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you. I too was captivated as well. But I will say this, I felt there was an emotional disconnect to the character. I didn't really...
See, that's what throws me. I totally, that's...
Well,
yeah.
I will justify what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I don't mean to argue with you. Of course not.
Oh, yeah. You know what's best for you.
Feel free. You wouldn't be the first one.
No, I'm joking. No, Diane.
Please argue with him.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Come on.
Remember, she's
do.
in jail.
Right? I was born to
Yes, our next contestant is Beata Kaminska, and she's doing a monologue titled Sophie's Choice. Please welcome Beata.
So one day I was at that mass, you know, and I had a presentiment, and I had so much fear, you know, and I ran out of the church, and I went to the university, and I saw many Germans, and the gate was locked, and I saw the professors. They was loading them into the truck, and then this part of canvas moved away, and I saw my father's face and my husband behind him, and I looked, but then the Germans just pulled it, and I never saw these faces again. They took them to Sachsenhausen. So we heard, and they shot them the next day. Oh, my mother. She's very sick, you know. She has tuberculosis, and she's dying out of it. And I cannot do anything. And I think if I could get that meat for her, you know, if I could get that meat that would make her strong. So I go to the country, and there are peasants. They're selling ham, and I go with this black market money, and I buy that ham, and I go back, you know, and buy all that meat is forbidden to buy, because all the meat goes to the Germans. So if they will caught you. So I sit on this train, you know. I sit on the train, and I put this under my skirt, so I'm pretending I'm pregnant. And I was so afraid. I was shaking. But you know, there was this German in front of the train, and he saw me. And he saw me, and he come up to me, and he took it out. So they sent me to Auschwitz. No, they didn't send me to Auschwitz because I stole the ham. They sent me to Auschwitz because they saw I was afraid.
Thank you, Beata. Barry, what do you think of that performance?
Hi, Beata. I liked your work. I really did. I thought that that there was a lot further that you could go. And in order to do, and first of all, let me just say that a lot of people have been doing monologues that they wrote, and you did a monologue from Sophie's Choice, and I really appreciate that. I think that it you know, as an actress, it really shows you off when you could do other people's work, and I thought that was a real big plus for me. That being said, you have to mine for the depth of this. And I thought that you tapped into the depth of this, but could have gone much further. It's a deep piece, it's a challenging piece, and I wanted to see you really almost free fall into it, and that was the one thing that I never saw. I thought that I thought you did really nice work, but nice isn't good enough. You have to go deeper, because, and I say this because I know, you know, from watching you, that you can go deeper. So I thought it was really good work, but I want to see more from you. I'm not satisfied with this, and you shouldn't be either.
No, I was not really so much. I felt that I lost it a little bit.
Yeah.
I agree with Barry on this count as well.
2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
Wow.
I know. Goodness,
'cause you
what's
guys
going
don't agree
on?
at all,
I
away
don't
from here.
know.
Doesn't happen often.
I also I felt like you had a great connection to what you were talking about, and I felt like it was very honest. I was lucky enough to see your the same monologue when you auditioned for this the first time, and that particular time was a lot more emotional, but I actually did like this better this time because I didn't feel like you were pushing as much. So I felt like it was more honest, even though before you did a great job as well, but you know, I think if you, like Barry said, just find more personalization within each of these moments. Like you saw it at times, like when you talked about your father's face. I saw that moment. I could see you picturing his face. But all of these moments, every single little thing, you know, needs to be explored to such an extent that those tears will come, you know. And but yeah, great work and a really good start to something that, you know, has the potential to just be fantastic. Yeah.
Better. First things first, I really like your wardrobe selection. None of the other judges pointed that out. So if you would have just wore that and sat in the chair for all 60 seconds, I would have been very much involved.
Oh my God.
But on to...
May I say something?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Thank
just,
you.
like, stop.
You should say, "Oh my God," for that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, wardrobe is very important as far as is character. It's character wardrobe. Anytime you go on audition, they say wardrobe. Wardrobe is important. So
Absolutely.
don't overlook it. Wardrobe is very important. So anyways,
But
back
in
to...
your mind, I'm Jessica Rabbit, and she's so far away from...
That's very true. You know what? Yeah, Jessica Rabbit has nothing on you. Believe it. And she's an animated character after all. Something you would know about. But at any rate, what I wanted to say is that you had a great emotional connection to it. I think I was looking at you and I was like, she is the character. She is the character. I don't think you're trying to be this person. The only thing is, I wanted to see you like go there. Like, I wanted to see just a deep, you know, not necessarily an emotional outcry, but I just felt that there was a level deeper that you could have gone with it. And I wanted to see that. You know, that would have rocked my world had you had gone that and just brought it along. But at any rate, it was a great piece. You did a great job, great character, and great wardrobe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Beata.
How do you feel
Our
about the
next
wardrobe?
contestant this evening is Radamir Lusa, and he's doing a scene from Romeo and Juliet, Act 3, Scene 3. Radamir.
'Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, And every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing that live here in heaven may look on her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal immortal blessing from her lips, who even in pure and vestal modesty still blush as thinking their own kisses sin. This may flies do, when I from this must fly. They are free men, but I am banished. And sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hadst thou no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me, banished? O friar, the damned use that word in hell. Howling attends it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed, to mangle me with that word, banished?
Hi, thank you, Adamir.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
that.
How's it going?
All right,
How
good.
are you?
Let's find out what the judges thought of the
That's
performance.
not, I really don't want to know, but okay, what the hell?
Yeah.
Let me just walk out the door now.
Take it away, Barry.
Radomir, this is the second time I've seen you do this.
Oh, yes, I'm all excited. No,
That's right,
not
as-
really, okay.
As was I.
Yeah.
As was I. The biggest problem with Shakespeare, and you see it all the time, is people just playing the words and forgetting that the substance is still behind it, no matter how beautiful those words are. I saw Pacino do Richard III on Broadway, and
Right.
a lot of people would say that it wasn't perfect as far as the words went, and but the depth that he had was so incredibly captivating. And I thought here that you had a wonderful control of the word. I wanted to see the personalizations more, and I wanted to see you take a little bit more time with them, because I think that this piece is such a powerful piece, and and I think that you have this incredible presence, and so what I want to see is you just take your time with it and land in those places and really see these people, because I think you did a good job, and I think you could do a much better job.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to agree with Barry. 3 for 3.
Three.
Wow.
Three.
Jeez. If I didn't know any
And,
better, I would have
um,
thought you were trying to make him happy. Anyways.
Or unhappy. Go ahead.
Anyway,
Things are heating up behind here. Well, just between you and Barry.
will you just be quiet? Like, just shut your mouth. Oh my God. It's like really ridiculous.
I love you too.
But I felt like you had a great connection to the words and the meaning. It was very clear. It's, often when you see people do Shakespeare, you can tell they don't know what they're talking about. And I felt like you actually knew what you were talking about. So bravo to that. I did feel like when the banished came up, that needed to have more depth, though. That is death. It is over. It is over for you. And I needed to see
Feel
that come from your gut. It needed to come from a much deeper place. So just finding that, I think will make the difference. I also think you're doing a great job with this piece, but I feel like there are characters within Shakespeare that would be better suited for you than, you're not a Romeo. You might have been a Romeo,
You're trying to say he
at
doesn't
some
have good
point,
looks?
You're trying to say I'm
but
too old for you.
well,
You're
he's
trying
too
to
old
say.
for Romeo. He
You're
is,
trying to say.
and and so you're doing yourself a bit of an injustice by playing this, because if you were playing Romeo's father, perhaps you'd be doing. You have to meet the part, and you can't. You can certainly do it, and you did a great job. But I just think that you'd be doing more justice to yourself by playing something that'd be better suited for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we all get boxed into into types, and it happens to all of us, and so it's wonderful to be able to play outside of that range, but I think if you're going to do something, it should really speak to the best of you.
Look at castability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you. I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Radomir.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah, I like that.
He likes your outfit.
He
too.
likes my shirt.
Yeah,
You wanna-
he likes
you wanna-
it.
you wanna-
Yeah.
It's
you want my
not
own?
quite Jessica Rabbit
Oh
wardrobe,
my
but
God.
it'll do.
No, but it's Bob Hoskins. Go ahead.
Kind of looks like something out of Boogie Nights. But at any rate, I'm gonna completely piggyback off what she said. And this is actually gonna be one of my notes for you. You did this classical piece. First of all, I respect anyone who does classical. Shakespeare. I mean, it's difficult language, difficult text, and it's a risk. And so I respect you for that. But when I hear you talk, you're this charismatic, funny person. Do something completely. Even my pen believes that. Do something. I just see you doing something completely different.
Yeah.
You know, this doesn't seem something fitting for your personality. It doesn't seem something that will, I feel, as a monologue, best expose and illustrate your talents. So I would just say to do something else. And also when you're acting, watch the shaking.
Yeah.
You're shaking a lot. I didn't know if you were going to get a seizure or something. I started getting scared. So
Okay.
good work.
All right, thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
All right, and our final performance this evening is by Gene Pressendug, a self-written monologue titled "I Will Never Forget." Please welcome Gene.
You know, I'll never forget when we realized Dad wasn't coming back. Felt like us against the world. We became the unstoppable force and the immovable object. You always used to tell me that you was the one that I could count on. And that you always be there for me. And for the most part, you was. Do you remember when we lived in the pink houses and Rocky from the 5th floor beat me up and took my bike? I came home crying and nose all bloody. Mom was mad. She said, not in my house. We don't raise no punks in this house. Now you better go out there and you better get that bike back. But before I could even get the courage to go back outside, there you was, walking in the door with my bike. And do you remember that time when she found all that candy in the drawer? And you tried to run in and lie to her and tell her it was yours? Yeah, man, she beat both of us like we stole something. Yeah, it was never a dull time when you were around, man. Like I remember that time when Pooter didn't want to take a bath and you stripped him butt naked and left him there holding his pink up screaming, no! Or that time when you gave Nisa a wedgie until her panties ripped? You know, I never realized what she did, but I bet she won't do it again. Yeah, man, the good old days. You always had my back. There's never a moment you left me by myself.
All right, good job, Gene. Good job. Thank you very much. Barry, what did you think of that?
Gene, I'm going to start out by saying this. I think that you need to find some more training, and because it's going to separate you from being great as you are right now to incredibly great. You did a great job in this, man, and you moved me, and I think you're very talented. I think you're just a little bit of training away from getting out there and working all the time. I think you're special, and I want to see you get out there and see you do the work. It was great, man.
Thank you.
I hesitate to say this because of my cohort here, but I'm going to agree with Barry once more. So just
Ask him out already.
I'm married. So
You made that mistake.
you're really something.
Kids,
Okay.
please.
That said, I think you had great emotional prep. I felt like you were so full, and you didn't have to push it all because it was all just there. I felt like you had such a strong relationship with was it your father you were talking to? Your brother. It was so clear and specific, and each moment was really, really fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, McCall. Kevin?
Absolutely. I agree with everything Mikal said. I think that was phenomenal. And the thing I really enjoyed about it were the beats.
Okay.
A lot of times in these emotional monologues, sometimes you want to rush and get there, and you breathe. You took those breaths, you took those beats, and it felt like it was just coming out organically. Big ups to you.
Good
You
work.
saw the
Thank you
emotional
so much.
connection.
Well,
Yeah, we
thank
saw
you
it,
for
man.
your bravery. Yeah.
All right, folks, this is the end of the show. Contestants, please come on out.
Well, I just got out of the loony bin yesterday. Did this monologue all by myself.
All of the contestants, watch yourself, please. Watch yourself. There you go. There you go. Stand right there. And Barry, just a few words, please, and tell the contestants what you thought.
I thought you all did a great job, and what I'm going to say, I just want to address Gene for a second, just really quickly. Is don't be satisfied with this because you're too good, and I think it's going to be much better. I think you all did a great job, and I was really impressed with the group tonight.
Yeah, I felt like this was a really strong group as well. I think you guys all have a lot of talent, and it's just a matter of, there's always, I think the amazing thing about being as an actor is the more you do, you go with it, you realize that you have, it's like a bottomless well of, of how far you can take a character. I mean, you're talking about a life here, and we can only live for a few moments with these characters, but just keep up the good work. Yeah.
You too. Thank you all three.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I agree with the both of them. These were some really deep pieces tonight. Very dramatic, and I just like the fact that all of you guys stayed committed to that. And all of them were very diverse. Loved it. Great job, and I love the wardrobe selections from all of you guys. All right, all of you guys were committed. Jailhouse Rock. All right.
All right, thank you. All right, so here we have the runner-up. The first runner-up for tonight is Beata Kaminska.
Woo!
And the winner for tonight is Gene Pressendu.
Woo!
I want to thank you all for joining us once again and ask you to tune in the next time. And until next time, be safe.